Pakistan got my heart, and I'm still not ready to leave that country.
She can speak to the goats. She is actually a goat whisperer.
Can you make some sounds?
No, we are going to. I don't know if we can play the video for the audience
Okay.
for
No,
viewers. How did you find yourself on a motorbike?
I really like to travel independently. So motorbike seems for me the best thing to do, and especially with a landscape like that.
What kind of bike were you riding?
In Hunza area, I was riding a 125 bike.
Honda 125?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
With a Hyundai Laser.
With the Honda Laser.
I would never experience such welcoming and friendly people here. Germany, you will never meet such friendly people. Never. No one will ever say to you on the street, you want to come home with me? We can just get to know each other. I can show you my family.
Yeah,
no one
that's
will ever do that. I saw a guy in front of me doing the sign, so he wants to get a lift. I think from the front he didn't saw that I'm a woman or a foreigner. And when I stopped, he saw my hair out of my helmet, and he was like, "Oh, no!" And
I'm good without it.
yeah, and then I was like, "Okay, boy, do you want to have a lift or do you walk?" And he was like, "Okay." So he get off on my bike, and he was literally sitting not nearly on the bike anymore, just on the last metal piece of the bike. So just to not touch me at all. And we stopped for iftar in Chilas. I was the only woman on this bus, and when I stepped out of the bus, the entire restaurant there was looking at me, staring at me, completely quiet. And somehow they don't speak English, and they somehow managed to tell me that I have to go upstairs because that's the place for the women to the hall. There was literally only 3 cats and me. I thought there's gonna be a server coming to that I can order chai, but after
Namkeen
40,
chai.
namkeen chai, yes. But it turns out after 40 minutes, only the bus driver came to tell me that I have to go down to that we are going back to the bus and going on.
Hi, Vanessa. Lovely to have you here in our podcast. This is Ali Najeeb, my co-host, and this is Jabeen. We wanted to start with your recent journey in Hunza on a motorbike. So how was your experience? Tell us about it.
At first, thank you for having me here. And it was an incredible experience, I have to be honest. There were so many kind people, and the landscape is... I've never saw a landscape like that. And even on the motorbike, traveling independently and exploring all the small valleys was an amazing experience. Yeah, I really liked it.
So how did you find yourself on a motorbike to start with? I mean, out of nowhere, you come to Pakistan, which is pretty new country for you. And then suddenly you are on a motorbike. How did you find all this information, and how did you connect?
I was following a German traveling couple on Instagram, and I think maybe 3 years ago or something, they were here in Pakistan and they did this on a motorbike. And then I was just starting to have a look on their blog. And that was literally it. All the information I had was from this blog, because mostly all the other vloggers, they do is Pakistan safe? And they make it sound like it's something so special and adventurous. I mean, it is adventurous, but not in that way how they show it. And I really like to travel independently and whenever and however I want to. So motorbike seems for me the best thing to do, and especially with a landscape like that. So I ended up renting a bike and driving Karakoram Highway.
But you were here 3 weeks ago, and you were asking us how to get a bike here. And also when I asked you if you were experienced riding a bike here, you said no, but you still wanted to ride a bike. And I was worried because, riding a bike here, it's not like you do it in Germany, because see, there are all the rules in place, and there, bike riders are all
I
over
would
the
say
place.
disciplined as well.
So I was worried about you, but you were alive here in front of us. So
Yeah.
was it risky?
I mean, I'm used to like drive in other countries. For example, I had rented a motorbike in Indonesia, or also at home in the small village where I grew up, I could also ride a bike. So I'm a little bit experienced, but let's say I'm experienced in driving in traffic, which is like
Crazy.
when there are somehow
Risky.
some rules. But the good thing here is that it's not that crowded. So yes, sometimes there's gonna be a truck, which is like doing a turn, and you have like maybe 1 meter for you and your bike,
Yeah.
and then there's a valley going on. But it was still okay. Maybe I'm really lucky that nothing happened. But it was not that bad, to be honest, because it's not that crowded, so you don't have so much traffic going on the streets. Even the road conditions were okay. Yes, you have sometimes landslides you have to escape.
Yeah, a few of them.
But yeah, it's not that bad.
So what kind of bike were you riding?
In Hunza area, I was riding a 125 bike.
Honda 125?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Honda Ilesa.
With the Honda Ilesa.
Yeah.
And in Skardu, I was riding a 150. Like
150,
I think it's
nice.
a Suzuki. Yeah, but in this area, I was not on my own. I had another Australian girl on my back, so we were riding together. And I think if you are 2 persons, you can't like go to like the really mountainy areas with a 125. Yeah.
So take us to the places where you went to. Like, which villages did you visit on the bike?
Like I started from Gilgit, or let's say Danyor. This is where I started, and then I just went up all the way. So I've been to Karimabad. What's next? I think Pasu, Gulmit, Sost, and I drove quite fast to the Khunjerab pass. I drove as far as I could until the snow started, and some yaks on the street were laying and chilling.
Yeah.
And I also been to Hopper Valley, Chupurson Valley. This was
Chupurson on bike. How was the road?
on bike. Here we are. For 2 hours it was fine, but then there was a actual landslide going on when I was riding. I just heard some like things on my helmet, and I wasn't sure what's
dang.
going on, and
Yeah.
I stopped, and then I heard still something like bumping to my helmet. I looked to the side and I saw a landslide, like an actual landslide starting, and I was just like turning the bike and trying
Speeding
to
up,
Running
get out
downwards.
of there.
speeding to get away, and then I just saw in the mirror that like the entire street was like
Getting blocked.
getting blocked. I was just really happy that
You
I could escape this
survived.
situation. But even though the valley was amazing, I really liked it there. And also the street, it's challenging, but I think Chupurson Valley was my like 6th or 7th day I had the bike, so I was already somehow experienced to ride it on
when
like
you were
more
there.
difficult roads. Yeah, even crossing, I don't know if I would call it rivers, like streams. Even
Streams.
crossing streams on the bike, I was fine with. Yeah.
That's very common in Hunza.
So that begins your journey from Gilgit to Karimabad to Paso and then to Chupurson.
Yeah.
Where else did you go?
This
on
was
the bike.
On the bike, I was also in Skardu, and then to.
So you drove all the way from Hunza to Skardu on bike.
No, when I had my bike for Hunza area, then I came back to Danyor. From Danyor, I took a bus to Skardu, and there the same renting.
Karakoram bikers.
Yes, Karakoram bikers. They had still a bike there because one of their clients had to fly out of there, so the bike was still there. And I rented it there for a few days and just drove around this area, Kaplu, I think Machlu Valley, Shigar Valley, which were amazing. Both of the valleys were so amazing. And then I drove because I made like a handshake with a company to say, okay, I will return your bike. So I drove all the way from Skardu to Danyor, that bike.
So you basically helped them back as well.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Getting it back.
So the bike riders who are listening to us, are you saying there are companies who rent their bikes and they can safely go Gilgit and get a bike for themselves for riding? They don't have to take it all the way from Islamabad?
No, definitely not. I just went with the bus from Islamabad to Gilgit. So I don't know the actual entire way, but I think it's too much, like, the way is too long to ride this with a motorbike.
Indeed, yeah.
I would definitely not recommend. And I think it's very easy to rent a bike in Gilgit, Danyor, maybe also more like north and like maybe Pasu, Sost or whatever.
Yeah, we do have a few other travel companies who basically do multiple motorbike rides for adventure. I mean, it's different because everybody has a different level of adventure for themselves, and it also depends on the days they want to spend around in Pakistan. So if there are some experienced bikers, I would definitely recommend going from Islamabad to Gilgit and to Hunza and explore around. And a lot of my friends did that, and we do have really good and reliable travel groups who actually give you access to really good motorbikes as well. So you can also do that. And in Paso, I guess, Gulmit or Paso, I came to know about another local who are basically trying to do motorbike local tours around their areas, which is like super nice because it is like you just talk to them, rent a bike with them. Yeah, this is for who can't ride, to be honest. They would take you around the city and the places you want to see. So, I mean, we have really good options for all kinds of travelers.
So people who want to do their adventure on bike, they either can rent a bike in Gilgit-Baltistan
be on the back, or
be on the back of the bike and
the
be
bike,
safe if they cannot ride it.
Yeah, exactly. So we have really good options popping up everywhere,
Also,
which is a good thing. Yeah.
There are also organized tours, like the company where I rented my bike. They do like multiple times a year different.
Karakoram bikers. Yeah.
Yes, they do different kinds of
motorbike tours,
like organized ones you can do for 10 days, 19 days, wherever. And yes, I think
they are also one of the oldest, I would say, and veterans as well in starting this motorbike trips in Pakistan. Karakoram bikers, so they are super experienced. So you can just blindly trust them, to be honest. They have the best places to show you, the best bikes and maintenance and everything. So, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, one interesting thing I found about, I heard from you, it was your love for namkeen chai. When you arrived here, you told me you never had milk tea, and you were having the milk tea for the first time here. And then 3 weeks later, here you are, like you asking for namkeen chai everywhere. What is it?
I mean, chai here is definitely completely different than it is in Germany. I would never call chai in Germany chai again, because it's definitely not chai.
We have changed something
yes.
for you.
I really like the taste. It's completely different to put like salt in it. And I also put some sugar, which is not... maybe in your way, maybe, but that's how I like it.
I guess we do have other options like Kashmiri chai. They put actually sugar and salt in their tea. So we kind of had an idea, but I mean, in our namkeen chai, we would never put sugar in it. That's for sure.
Yeah, but it's, you just drive in like somewhere Sost where it's so cold and you're like freezing on the motorbike, your hands getting so cold, and then you arrive at the like next guest house and there is such a like nice family living there, and they are just, oh, do you want to have a chai? And I'm like,
yeah, sure.
Yes. And then it's just,
They too, the namkeen chai.
Yeah. And it's you can get very fast, very used to have that chai. Yeah.
Good thing. People are not familiar with namkeen chai here in Pakistan. I think most of the people don't know that there's a place where people, have namkeen chai and not sweet chai.
Yeah.
So good that I think Europeans brought it to India and Pakistan, and now you're taking it back to Germany.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. And I'm really happy that you showed me how to drink tea with salt. I think when I would tell this my friends back home, they were like, what are they doing? Like salt in tea? Well, yeah, but I will make them trying it, yeah.
Interesting. Getting back to your journey, so how did you start solo traveling? How many countries have you done? And
that's a good question. Honestly, I really don't know how much countries I've been to, but I was traveling Indonesia for like a few weeks on my own, and Iceland as well on my own. There I also rented a car and drive around by myself. It is just, I really like to travel independently. Maybe it's how I raised, like I don't have any siblings or cousins or whatever, so I'm used to do things how I wanted, whenever I wanted, without any compromises, and that's why I started traveling solo, so I can do everything what I want without any like explanations or discussions.
Yeah, except for me and Ali have, I don't know, made few differences in your independence as well. Like you are now stuck in Islamabad, even though you tried to get out of here multiple times, but here you are. So also I wanted to know, I mean, you mentioned that you do a lot of solo traveling. I mean, did you ever feel, when it comes to your security and privacy, I mean, there is so much going on, right? Because these countries are totally different in culture, language, food, and everything, even the weather. So how do you manage your nerves during all these solo travels?
My family and my friends, they used to call me very naive. Because I'm mostly like, yeah, whatever. It's not gonna happen to me. Just like pretending it's not gonna happen to me. When I don't think about things which can happen to me, maybe I just like, yeah, it's not gonna happen, and I'm cooling myself down with just not thinking about what could maybe happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, you still have to be curious somehow. But in general, in Pakistan, I feel very
Safer.
safe. Yeah. For example, when I was in Sost, I think, I was just walking around the street, and there was a random man stopping with his car and asking me, oh, do you want to come to visit my family and see my house? And I was like, yes, I would.
And there you go.
And
with a stranger.
With a stranger. He was just stopping. And honestly, if this would happen in Germany to me, I would be suspicious and I would never enter that car. Yeah. But here, people are amazingly friendly. I feel very safe.
So I guess it also depends on the kind of experiences you have in a country, and then you can basically mix and match your security and all the risks and everything, and then you go about your instincts when it comes to it. So
and I think you have to find like the mixture, like a balance of being curious and being open-minded and just say, yes, I do, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just sometimes stepping out of your own comfort zone and be like,
let's do this.
Let's do it.
So I guess it also gives you, it can actually give you a really good, experiences to grow as well as a person. Yeah. Because a lot of people, they talk about the secular education most of the times, but what they skip is the skills we get from just meeting new people and traveling around. I mean, it could just open up the world to you in a way that it gives you space to exercise the skills you have, and also to learn what's good out there as well, and what to avoid, what else you can do, and different cultures and food. And you have like a really good mix of choices where you can just pick the good things and just move on with them as well. And also you kind of built really good bonds in a very different way as well. I mean, do you have any stories around? I mean, since it's been almost 4, I would say, maximum weeks in Pakistan. So do you have any stories of such bondings or friends or maybe cousins like Ali Najeeb?
I would say the first thing was like my first night here in Islamabad was the aftershock night.
Oh,
after
damn,
the big earthquake. This was my first night in this country, and I just remember I was very tired and I was just sleeping, and someone opened the door of the hostel and was like, earthquake, and we had to like
just
run out of this like big building, because this the hostel where I'm staying, it's like in a quite high building, and then outside I met Maria. And since then, I'm
here. We are after 4 weeks.
Yes.
Cousins.
A sister and a cousin.
I met you guys through Maria, and you also meet not even only locals. You meet also so many travelers, and I'm not sure if it's just the season right now that it's not like peak season, but in the Hunza area, honestly, every like backpacker or traveler got to know each other there. And we were bouncing into each other in different
meet points or destinations.
in different cities again, and that's quite nice because everyone knows everyone, and you can get recommendations. You can get you can stay somewhere together. It's like a nice socializing, talking about all the things you see, and things like that are also very important if you travel on your own, because sometimes you have to process so many things you see during a day, and it's very nice to reflect all those things with other people and just to talk about how you get to how to get along with all these things you see, you experience, and stuff like that. Yeah.
So why do you travel solo mostly? Because this is particularly about the people here in Pakistan. People, they don't travel solo mostly. They're always go with groups. And when somebody is traveling solo, like, what's wrong with him? You know? So, okay, tell us about why solo traveling gives you different experiences versus, going in groups and, that sort.
First of all, the thing like with traveling alone, I experienced here when I went from Islamabad to Gilgit on a bus. There was just 2 other girls and the rest men, and they just asked me if someone of them should sit next to me so that I'm not alone. And they were like, we can accompany you, so you don't have to be alone. And for me, it was just like, but why? I can be on my own. That's no problem. I mean, thank you so much for offering that, but I'm good with myself. The thing is, I'm traveling solo, first of all, like because of my independence and freedom I have in my decisions. And also, when I'm alone, I'm a very social person. And so when I'm alone, I have to be open-minded, and I have to go forward and to meet new people. And that's what traveling is about: going forward, stepping out of your comfort zone, meet new people, make new experiences. And this is how maybe you can experience or travel a country on a most authentic way.
That's true, by the way.
So speaking of new experiences, what are the most unique kind of experiences that you experienced here as, say, German?
First of all, I have to say traveling a Muslim country during Ramadan, because maybe my research was not deep enough before I came here, because I think the second day I arrived, Ramadan started. So I think that's a really unique experience you can do as a German, because I know something about Islam, but not that much, and especially not cultural, social roots during that time. And even, you educated me about the different, how to say in Islam, the different like Swedes, Shias, and
Oh, yeah, the different sects, yeah.
yeah, the different
Yeah.
sects. I just know 2, and I didn't know that there are 3. And
That's
There
the
are-
major,
there are, like,
major
over
ones
70
like,
sects.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I would say that's a really unique experience, and also coming here during like the blossom season. Yeah, and just in general, people are so friendly here. When I would never like experience such welcoming and friendly people here as they are. Like here, in Germany, you will never meet such friendly people. Never. No one will ever say to you on the street, you want to come home with me? We can just get to know each other. I can show you my family.
Yeah,
No
that's
one will
right.
ever do that in Germany. And I really like that everything is really social, and that's what I would say is in general like very unique here.
Speaking of research before you go to a place, and I hear travelers, they say if you do a lot of research, it doesn't give you that experience that you want to have, going to a new place without knowing a lot. So how much of research do you do when you go to a new place, or how much of research did you do coming here, or when you went to Indonesia or any other country?
For this country, I couldn't do so much research because there are not so many sources to get your informations. But yeah, normally I watch some vlogs or blogs, but I never do like a strict plan, what to do, where to go, blah blah blah, because you will still get to know other travelers. They're going to recommend you so many things, and that's mostly how I do it. Like just in general, like in general plan, and the other things are going to
fall in place. Yeah. I guess that's the beauty of traveling as well, especially when it comes to Pakistan. Pakistan has a very small traveler community, I would say. I mean, in other countries, I'm not sure, but being in this travel community, I mean, I can easily say that it's pretty small. That's why you know mostly each other, most of them. Somehow they are mutually met somewhere or know somebody, and then you recommend each other. And just having the basic research could actually help you in some ways, but that doesn't have to be like a strict plan. And also, it depends on the individual preference, I would say.
Yeah.
Because some people, I mean, would be just like, I don't care. I just want to go there and
Have to go and see, yeah.
And then there would be some people, they would do the basic research, the language, maybe few other things which can actually help them get around in the country.
You host a lot of people, Maria. You host a lot of people who come to you from all over the world, mainly backpackers, solo travelers. So for the people who see this, who want to visit Pakistan, what are the avenues to do the research about, like a holistic, a place where you can go and understand the culture, the things holistically, so they can, make a plan about it? What is the place where people study about Pakistan?
Usually when you have, the people I host usually, they are connected with other travelers as well in the same area. So pretty much they would just reach out to each other, talking about if it's a female, they would always be careful with their clothing because it's a Muslim country, so they have to be cautious about it so that they are not disrespectful. So they would like to know more about which are the areas they want to keep it basic, or which areas where they can just go with wearing just basic t-shirt, and maybe if they need shalwar kameez, or maybe in some places if they need the whole covering and everything. So when it comes to this community, it's pretty easy to communicate with each other, and they are pretty good with all these resources as well. And most of the resources I would count on as the community itself, who already has been to the country. And also a lot of people would be like, I don't know if I should approach them and ask questions, if they would answer, but usually they would, because they all have the mindset and they already experienced this, so they would know why you are asking all these questions. So they would be happy to answer all these questions as well. And in general, other places, like, you can't find much on internet except for a few Facebook groups which has a bunch of travelers who have been to Pakistan.
But they are very good. The Facebook
They are
groups,
really
they are
good.
very good.
They're
yeah.
really good, because we have been contributing and trying to create a community where they can reach out to each other, even on Facebook if they are there. And also they have all the resources, and whenever somebody puts up a query there are other travelers to answer those travelers as well.
But you have to first go to the Facebook group, find it,
I
join
mean,
it, and
it's
then
one
be part of it.
It's one of the avenue. It
How
used to
about-
be big, but now we also have another book launched by another author. He has been traveling to Pakistan extensively, and he compiled his book, Pakistan Traveler,
Yeah.
and it is now available online as well. And one of my good friend, she recommended me this book because she contributed one of the chapters in this book, and it's pretty detailed.
Yeah,
To be honest, you
very,
would
very
never
detailed.
find this kind of information even on internet about Pakistan. I mean, when I say specific information, then that is like where you can stay, even the prices of some things,
Phone numbers.
and phone numbers, where you can connect with who and things like that. It's just pretty extensive book. You can do that. And then there is, of course, another community, couchsurfing, which is like globally well known, but in Pakistan it's still not
Struggling
that
to be known.
Yeah, I mean, not struggling, I would say, but there are a lot of people who are hosting, but it is not that big, I would say, well known. It's not struggling, of course, because there are so many people around Pakistan. They are like hosting a lot of travelers.
But can you also tell me about, if you see all these countries, the governments do a lot of, things. There
Efforts
are
into
portals.
it.
Yeah, where there are portals where you can go and like find all the details,
Yeah.
right? Is there any portal that government of Pakistan has put up where you can go, like study about places, culture, and basic things, so you can be better prepared for visiting it?
No, that's a huge
No?
challenge for us. That's why we started with Facebook groups and couchsurfing and different traveler meetups at a personal level, so that we can, at least being a traveler, we can bring this exposure to other travelers
I think then it
at
can
a
be
personal level. It can be, there's a huge gap which government can fill in. But the thing is, government now is trying to, in Imran Khan's government, they finally started to gather all the traveler communities and the tour companies, and they tried to organize few things, and they were trying to update some of the information on the websites as well. And that's how we came to few good new policies where now travelers can basically come into Pakistan on e-visa in your inbox, and some other options as well, which is like a good option for them if they want to travel. So, I mean, there are a few things they are working on, but still when it comes to information, there's a huge gap.
I think that also
So-
like brings an opportunity to
Exactly, there's
for
a huge-
anybody like you
Yeah.
who is like hosting a lot of solo
Exactly.
travelers and other
Exactly.
sort of travelers, for you to have a platform where you can guide people. Say maybe have a
Exactly.
website or a channel where you can explain everything holistically, because I saw these vlogs where they like talk about any specific place. They go to one place and make vlog on it. So it's
Yeah.
not holistic about, if you
Yeah.
follow this channel, you are going to learn about the whole country.
Very true.
Yeah.
But the thing is, for me personally, that would be a challenge because I also talk to Vanessa on different things. I mean, there are still a lot of things which I don't know. I mean, still I don't go out there and do not have access to that kind of information. But still, I am able to connect travelers to other contacts who can actually provide that kind of information.
Yeah.
So we do have all these resources, but the thing is we are doing all this on a personal level. So when it comes to starting or doing these things, if I can't generate that kind of content in one place, but at least I do go out there and try to connect people to the right resources. So that we can do. I mean, we are trying to do as much as we can, and
also maybe
yes.
through this podcast we talk about all these things holistically, and some people after watching a few of these have an
Yeah.
idea, oh okay, like this is how it is, or
Yeah.
this is how much information I'm gonna find, this is where the information is going to be found,
Yeah.
and so forth. So okay, like if you don't have all this information, or you didn't do all the research beforehand, how do you make sure when you go to a new place, not only in Pakistan, you went to Africa before, you went to Southeast Asia, how do you make sure that you make your experiences rich?
For me personally, making like rich experiences, like really fulfilling experiences, like also to be open-minded with locals, and mostly like trying to stay with locals. Because, for example, Maria, she gave me so many recommendations, so many tips, especially when it comes to cultural or social rules, because I don't want to be one of these rude foreigners, which is not following the rules, or like, let's say, respecting the rules.
Respecting, yeah.
And I think here it is, for me, I've been to other Muslim countries before, but I've never been to a country during Eid. So for me, it was very interesting and to know what should I do, what should I not do, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like social rules, just to get to know these things. And I just try to be open-minded with local people, and that's how I try to make the best out of it.
Yeah, and then I guess we also tried so much of street food as well, which was one way of
Food,
like
yeah.
to know how the people, what they eat and how they are and things like that. And also we went on to this rock climbing, and out of nowhere she saw my stories of rock climbing, and she reached out to me as well that I have been doing some bouldering in Germany, so maybe if we can do that.
Yeah.
And then we went out and she tried it out, and it's, I mean,
It was
it
really
was also
nice.
lovely to connect in an outdoor space as well, because you know each other in a very different level.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, and I also saw her that I don't know if it's a fact or not, but she can speak to the goats. She
Okay.
is actually
Yeah,
a goat
like-
whisperer.
Can you make some sounds?
No, we are going to, I don't know if we can play the video for the
Maybe,
audience
Okay.
for
No,
everyone.
it's just I grew up in a small village in Germany, so I used to live with any animals on a farm, and I don't know what it is, but every time I see any pets, animals, I'm
Including
getting,
us social animals.
yeah, also the social ones, the hairless ones. I get so happy, and I just want to pet them. Trying to pet goats, trying to speak goats, or convincing
Yeah.
them to get down from the
Yeah,
mountain.
be safe.
Or sometimes just petting a yak in Sost somewhere.
And taking a selfie
Taking a
with.
selfie with yaks on the Karakoram Highway near Khunjerab Pass. These
Could
are
be
things.
life-changing.
Did you also feel this about yaks? They look like very dangerous because they have these very sharp horns and they're like huge. But then when you see them, they're very peaceful, and they have no problem befriending people.
You know, when I see them cheering, they are really chilled. So I think they can't do. If I show them that I'm chilled and I'm not fearing them, I think they are easy.
They are fine as well.
Yeah. So
and also an update that since she is stuck in Islamabad, so she's staying for Eid, and we might go for Mehendi, henna.
Yeah.
On Chand Raat.
And
so
that's all those things.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I can experience that. And if I would not went down for the earthquake, I would never have met you, and I would never have the chance to celebrate my first Eid in my entire life.
Yeah. And
then you would have other experiences.
In Shalwar Kameez as well. So she got her first Shalwar Kameez of her lifetime.
Okay, tell us any funny experiences you have had so far, a few of them.
Funny experience, I would start definitely with, I was on my bike between, I think, Pasu and Sost.
In Hunza?
Yeah, in Hunza. And, people there trying, hitchhiking, locals hitchhiking very easily. And I saw a guy in front of me, doing the sign, so he wants to get a lift. I think from the front he didn't saw that I'm a woman or a foreigner. And when I stopped, he saw my hair out of my helmet, and he was like, "Oh, no!" And
I'm good without it.
Yeah, and then I was like, "Okay, boy, do you want to have a lift or do you walk?" And he was like, "Okay." So he get off on my bike, and he was literally sitting not nearly on the bike anymore, just on the last metal piece of the bike. So just to not touch me at all.
Yeah.
Was a quite funny story for me, funny experience. And also when he wanted to get off, he was just trying to give me somehow a sign that he wants to get off, and was very thankful when I dropped him safely. Maybe he was also fearing that I'm not a good driver or whatever.
Being a woman.
Yeah, being a woman, a foreign woman.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the doubt he was having when he saw your hair. How to be alive? He
made it safely. Yeah, I don't know what else. I'm not sure. I would say it's also a funny story. I was on my way back from Gilgit to Islamabad on the bus, and we stopped for iftar in Chilas. I was the only woman on this bus, and when I stepped out of the bus, the entire restaurant there was looking at me, staring at me, completely quiet. And somehow they don't speak English, and they somehow managed to tell me that I have to go upstairs because that's the place for the woman, to the hall.
Yeah.
And there was literally only 3 cats and me. I thought there's going to be a server coming to that I can order chai. But after
Namkeen chai.
Yeah, namkeen chai, yes. But yeah, it turns out after 40 minutes, only the bus driver came to tell me that I have to go down, that we are going back to the bus and going on.
Did you not scream, "Where's my namkeen chai"?
I felt not in that position to do that because even the cats, they can't bring me chai, I think. So I was just sitting there and waiting for I don't know what. Yeah, I think these were quite nice experiences. And also on Karakum Highway, quite close to Khunjerab, I was driving around the corner, and then I just saw random yaks laying on the street and literally blocking the street, and they were completely chilled about whatever they're doing there, and chilling in the sun, chewing on the grass, and they didn't care when I stopped. They were just still laying there. Were
yeah, whatever. Pass through.
Yeah, I really like that vibe. Yeah.
Tell us about Baltistan. I'm planning to go in a few days to Baltistan, and people talk about a lot of places, and so Baltistan is one of them. So how was your experience in Baltistan, Skardu and all those areas? Which villages did you go to, and how was it?
We went, first Skardu, and from Skardu to Kaplu. I think we stayed there for 2 days. I was in Skardu. I was with an Australian girl, as I said before. And from Kaplu, we went to Machlu. And
yeah. I think that's the village.
Last village.
That's the last village.
From where you go to K2 base camp?
Yeah, maybe there are. I don't remember the name anymore, but it's very like far away, and the street is just ending, so you can't go anywhere else because the street ends at the end of the valley. And also Shigar Valley. The vibe in Skardu, I would say, is different than Hunza. Like, people are a little bit more conservative and they are staring more. Especially with 2 foreign women on a motorbike. They are staring, and some police and military officers definitely want to take selfies and pictures with you, because that's maybe nothing they ever saw before, or they're really like, curious about it. But yeah, the environment, the landscape was amazing. The desert near Skardu is breathtaking.
Katpana?
Yeah, I think.
Katpana or the other one?
No, I think
Surfaranga.
I think
Surfaranga desert.
Surfaranga.
Yeah.
It's a tongue twister almost.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but
that was next to the lake.
No.
There were a few huts. So maybe it's on your way to Shigar.
Yeah.
So that's Surfaranga, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
But still, people there were like very, very friendly. A little bit more, I would say. They kept more distance through foreigners, but still.
Maybe a distance and still a bit curious.
Yes, I think so.
Want to engage.
Yeah.
So all
maybe
this
sometimes.
period, did you stay with locals or did you stay at hotels? Because I love, experiences where you stay with locals and not in hotels, because, with locals you learn a lot about the culture, food, and, their daily rituals.
We stayed mostly in guest houses or hotels, but there were still quite a lot of also local travelers. They just, they're just on, I don't know, holidays or go for like trekking. And also the owners of those places, they mostly recommend you like, places where to go, and also they tell you something about culture and stuff. And even without that, you will definitely meet people on the street just talking to you, and that's how you learn about culture, food, whatever. Yeah.
So I mean, about all these experiences, I was curious, to be honest, because in Pakistani culture, when it comes to traveling, there is a certain limitation of permissions from your parents, and their attitude towards travel for their kids is a bit different here in Pakistan. So how was your parents' reaction when you told them that you are going to Pakistan, or you didn't tell them? Or since now you are here for almost 4 weeks and I have seen you connecting with them on and off.
Yeah.
So what are they feeling right now?
So first, I was in East Africa before, and even there my parents were like, oh my God, why are you going to those places? Could you please just go to like easier places like Australia or whatever? But that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
And when I told them I want to go to Pakistan, they were like, oh my God, what's wrong with you? Why do you go to those like unsafe and very, very crazy places? I hope like you're not getting robbed or kidnapped or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think they have like a very bad image of Pakistan. And maybe also they are very worried about me because I'm their only child. So I can see why they are scared and whatever. But I think they are now at a point where they say, we can't stop you.
We can't do anything about it.
We can't do anything.
You're going
old
to do
enough.
it anyway.
Yes,
So
yeah.
let's go with that.
They must be curious about listening to stories from you from Pakistan.
Yes.
What is that conversation going to be like?
I'm a little bit like filtered with the
Of
story
course.
I tell them, because I think otherwise they would just call the government and say like, get her out of there.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I will still tell them I'm on my bike, I'm riding there, and they are very like, oh, okay, that's how it is there. It's really like this, and I'm like, yes. For example, I posted a picture of Faisal Mosque, send that to them, and they were like crazy that they have such
Beautiful
new
mosque.
buildings there, and I was like, well, it's also 21st century in Pakistan.
Yeah.
But honestly, even for me, when I came here, I had no clue how developed this country is. So I was very surprised how, let's say, modern life here is. And I think also my parents, they getting to now the mindset that, okay, it's not...
Things are different.
Yeah, things are different that they thought it's going to be. And that's how they are still like, oh, please be careful. And I think it's good that I'm a little bit like selective with the stories I tell them, but yeah.
So Vanessa, I guess in our conversations, you did mention that you teach young kids in Germany biology and geography, right?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know if you would be, because mainstream media is so different when it comes to seeing an image of any country, to be honest, in general. But would you share your travel stories about Pakistan with these kids in any way possible, so that I don't know, it can create or change their perceptions?
Definitely. I mean, in our curricula, Pakistan, like in like specific way, it's not in our curricula. But something I can definitely mention is like how Islamic people are living and the culture, because culture is a big, big thing in geography. And kids at home, they have a mainstream media view, which is like just Taliban, self-bombing.
Yeah.
For them, like the entire Muslim area is like this. So that's definitely what I'm gonna teach them, and tell them, and clarifying those bad stereotypes. And also, you know, I will also show them how the Himalayan looks like, because that's a big topic in our curricula. And I mean, showing them pictures from these beautiful sceneries. I think it's also a good way for them to connect, because when they have a connection to me and I show them that I was there and I was having time of my life there, they were like, okay, that sounds like it's a really good country. And when I tell them that we have like such good delivery system for food here, they will getting crazy.
Of course.
So you're going to serve them namkeen chai as well?
Maybe, let's see.
Maybe you can do a session for them. I don't know.
Yeah, little chai session, but I have to definitely be careful with the chai, because today I made my first chai by my own. It was very strong. I should not give kids strong chai, because then
or maybe you can make it lighter.
Yeah, definitely making it lighter.
I mean, that's the best thing about it. You just start with the strong and then keep adding on to make it more lighter. So that's the trick.
Because you don't want kids being like...
Yeah. Super
you give them the
buzzing.
strong chai, so strong that they're all addicted. Next day, everybody's flying to Pakistan to have stronger chai.
So, yeah.
That's definitely, and in general a thing, but I think that's even what I would do without, like, especially about Pakistan, being open-minded and don't take mainstream media too serious when it comes to things like that, creating an image of a country.
And I hope she would talk about us cousins as well.
Definitely.
She found the new family
namkeen
there.
chai, very weird people.
So, yeah. So that was wonderful. So what's your next plan after Pakistan?
I mean, I will spend 2 more weeks here. I just decided it last evening.
Night? With your best friend?
Because, Pakistan got my heart, and I'm still not ready to leave that country. So 2 more weeks, and after I will cross the Wagah border to go to India, but I will stay mostly in the northern parts, I think. And then I will go to Sri Lanka and end of June somewhere back home to good old Germany. And
lovely.
yeah.
What are the go-to places you are having in your mind in India? Like, okay, these are the places I have to see.
I definitely want to go to Jammu Kashmir region, mostly Kashmir. If there is a possible, like an easy way to go to Ladakh, I will try to. But I just have 1 month in India, so I have to think about where I go and how many time I will spend. And I will also, I definitely go to Amritsar, which is like the border city to Pakistan, Varanasi, Rishikesh, Delhi, I think maybe Agra to see Taj Mahal because it's, you know, it's some of these things you maybe should see once in a lifetime, even if it's going to be super, super, super crowded. But yeah, that's what I think I want to do. Maybe if my time is like, if I have still enough time, I will make my way to Darjeeling, but I'm not sure right now. It depends. I go with the flow. I don't want to plan.
So maybe you will find another Sue who can actually, I don't know.
Maybe the Australian girl, she's gonna come with me to India, and and I also gonna meet a girl which I met a few months ago in Tanzania. It's an American girl, and we also maybe met in India. So I already have possibilities to travel with. And I think India also is gonna offer me more travel company.
Exactly, it would. So we want to leave you with just knowing your top 5 takeaways from Pakistan.
At first, namkeen chai. A few days ago, I already sent a package to Germany with chai to make real chai in Germany and not like the stuff we have and
So
cold
you
chai.
are going to bring chai revolution in Germany now.
Yes, I do.
Starting with her.
Namkeen chai revolution. Okay.
That's the first one. Second one, please don't tell this to any officer at some, I don't know, airports. I will get some rocks with me. Because, you know, geography teacher, I love rocks and I collected a few rocks around here. These are always also taking with me. Third thing, shalwar kameez. And how do you call the...
Dupatta.
Yeah, also that.
Chiffon dupatta. I love your dupatta, by the way.
I love it as well.
Yeah.
And the fourth thing is I don't rate it, so it's just counting it. It's not a rate.
Rating, just 5 things. Yeah.
The fourth thing is lots of new friends.
I thought we were cousins.
Sisters or cousins. Some new relatives I found here.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe I have to, or I definitely have to visit you again. And
sure.
Also the fifth thing is I would take with me from Pakistan that never trust mainstream media completely and experience yourself, be open-minded and go with the flow. Don't be so too curious with countries.
I think you missed one thing, which is jugaad.
True.
Yeah, six things.
Six
Things you're taking with me.
Yeah.
So, can you explain to a German what a jugaad is?
I would say it's like the complete opposite of what we are normally doing.
Okay.
It's the complete opposite of the German mindset. Because, you know, in German, you have to plan everything. You have to overthink everything like 500 times. And then you are maybe going to start doing it in a very, very strict way. And here it's just like, we'll
just get through
find our way somehow. However, yeah.
What is the best jugaad experience you saw or did?
it was between Kaplu and Skardu. We had a flat back tire on our motorbike. And I mean, obviously, you can't ride with it anymore. And we had to push the motorbike to the next village because we were in the middle of nowhere. I don't know how many minutes it took us, but it took us lots of energy and muscle strength. And we ended up in a small village where literally no one spoke English. And they fixed the tire. And I mean, I know how to fix the tire, how to put a patch on it, but I never saw someone, like putting the glue on and then like
And you were done with it?
setting the glue on fire and then putting the patch on. And yeah, he did some more things, but that was a Juga way for me. Because normally at home, you would exchange the entire inner thing of that
Tube,
tire.
yeah.
And maybe also how some trucks look like here, because they look literally tied together with like some, I don't know, ropes or whatever, or when they put their goods on the truck.
Like the way they overload it and tie them up?
Yeah, like for example, also the public transport. They sometimes they have fridges on their van.
On the van, yeah. A small one, yes.
Yeah, sometimes the like load like on top of the car or the van is the same size of the car itself.
Oh, yeah.
That was for me, I would say, the most sugar thing. Oh, the way how you ground your coffee here.
I totally forgot about that.
How was it?
Grounding coffee in a metal cup with I don't know the English word of that thing. And
Palas.
and just
We call it palas.
Palas?
Here. Yeah.
Okay, and just like
Grounding.
grounding it like this, like yeah.
I hope the coffee was good after
Yes,
that.
it was definitely.
That's
As far
all it
as it's not
matters.
bad, then it works, right?
I could
So-
taste
That's
all
all it
the
matters.
energy which is going in there from.
So,
it was lovely having you, Vanessa, and thank you so much for sharing all the honest stories and your experiences with us. It was even, I would say, being Pakistani, eye-openers for us as well, being the locals. And thank you so much for your time, and we would love to see you again here.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Thank you for getting all of the recommendations from you guys. Getting to know Namkeen Chai, and I'm addicted now. And also, thank you for making Pakistan such a special experience for me.
see you some other day,
See you.
many
Yes.
countries later.
Soonest.
Bye.
Take care.
Definitely. Goodbye.
Khuda Hafiz, I would say.